And hello everyone, I am the Nighttime Gamer, and today I'm going to show you um, farming. This is going to be a tutorial on farming. Um, and just so everyone knows, there's 5 types of soil. The first 4 can be found just down the world naturally. Um, you can find this Terra Preta here, but it is only found in rare ruins. Not just like you won't just have a chance to find this at any old ruin. It'll be the 1% of the 1%. The rarest of ruins will have this sometimes. Or you can craft it with fertilizer and some of this high fertility soil. Or if you're really desperate, you can just craft it with fertilizer. But it'll be more efficient to craft it with high fertility soil. But come all the way down here to barren soil. And you can till up barren soil, but as you can see, its nutrient properties is extremely low. You never ever want to start using this unless you just absolutely have to. But it's easy enough to find low fertility soil, at least, or medium. So, like this entire biome I'm in is medium fertility soil. Like it's everywhere. The next up from barren is low fertility soil, which is a huge increase. Look at the stats on that. It just jumps up. So, starting with this is not bad. It'll say low fertility, and that'll scare some people sometimes. But don't don't worry. It's all right. It'll work. It's actually much better than the lower alternative. Um, and then step up from this. Uh, the growth speed and the nutrient levels go up even double in the next one up. Is medium fertility. Uh, the growth speed goes from 11% at the lowest to 66% at the low fertility to 98%. And the growth speed is affected by moisture and how much nutrients are in the soil. So, as you go up and you get more nutrients in the soil, you get better growth speed. And yeah, as you go up, it just gets better and better. But from here, the increase is more slight. See, this goes from 50% nutrient level to 65. That's 15 compared to 25 jump here. Also compared to 20 jump here. So, honestly, the best starting soil would probably be medium if you can find it. If you can't find it, low fertility soil is not that bad. So don't worry. But if you can find it, you want the high fertility soil. And after you till it, breaking the soil will make it disappear completely if it's tilled soil. So be careful. Don't place your soil down, your more valuable soils, and till it if you're expecting to move it, because you can't. But there is a bit of a jump between high fertility soil and terra preta. And you can temporarily boost all of these through fertilizer and stuff. But yeah, we go from 65 to 80. So that's 15 points. It's the same jump as medium to high. But as we increase, the increase in growth speed becomes more slight. But we can change that with fertilizer. You know, you put some fertilizer on. And fertilizer in this is not like it is in Minecraft. In Minecraft, you can just spam it on repeatedly until it grows fully. Fertilizer in this is slow release. So you can put it on some soil, but it will take time for it to take effect. Now, and you can put it on crop soil that's already growing, and it will slowly put nutrients in the soil while the crop's growing. Or while the field is just empty, you can put the fertilizer on, and it'll increase the nutrients up until the max that it can hold. And the water level obviously affects how fast it'll grow too. Um, as long as there is one corner touching water, it will, even if it's not raining, it'll have 75% moisture. And it'll decrease as it goes out. So, I mean, I could potentially make each plot of these bigger, but only the soil that's put down right now will get the 75% moisture boost. In Minecraft, it's just if it's wet, it's wet. Or if it's dry, it's dry. That is not the case in here. Like the water level, moisture level matters. And when you're watering crops, the moisture level fills up pretty fast if you use a watering can. But it doesn't increase all at once. So you'll have to sit here for it's probably like half a second to get that from 75 to 100. But if you don't have any water at all and you just use the watering can, then it takes probably about 2 seconds to water it up from 0 to 100. Let's see. Let's grow flax and let's show everyone the exact rate of which things will grow. We'll plant it all at the same time. I'm not gonna water or fertilize this crop. I'm just going to time lapse the days going by. I'll get to where I can see all of them. I'm gonna mute my mic and just let this go. Well, I should probably put some light down. I am in creative, so I'll just grab the light. If anyone's curious, the paper lantern lets off the most light radius. See how this says 18? That can actually be increased by adding a silver or a gold lining to it. But standard, a paper lantern has 21. So, let's just boop, boop, boop. That way we can see at all times. And I'll just let it sit here and we'll wait. Alright. Oops. Let me pick those up. Some of this flax on the Terra Preta is almost done. Some of it is done. Most of it's almost done. There's 4 that are done, and the rest almost. But it has been not the full 18 days the seeds recommend. Seeds say grow time is 18. It's only been 3 more days till 18. It's only been 15 days. So, you'll harvest your crops early with this. With high fertility, I'd give it another day or 2 and it'd be done. With medium, you probably need the full 18. With low fertility, it's not even halfway. It might be halfway done. And the barren soil, it is growing, but it is not fast at all. I think after all of this is done, I'll like skip till almost winter and see if this is even see how far this has come along. Probably nothing, but your seeds will tell you how long it'll take to grow. The growth speed, at 100%, it'll take the 18 days. 18 is 100%. Or if it grows for 8 days, then 8 is 100%. But that's how that works. 100% of the time the seeds say. So, flax takes 18 days. It'll be 11 days with carrots. 17 days for onion seeds, 18 for spelt, 9 for turnips, 18 for parsnips, 23 days for peanuts, 18 for amaranth, 45 days for cassava, 54 days for pineapples. You got 15 days, 14 days, 11 days, 18, 20, 17, 20. Now, the lowest thing on here is turnip seeds. So if you want to turn a harvest around really fast, you want to do turnips. However, as you see, the nutrients for it'll tell you what nutrients for each seed. So N, nitrogen, P, and K. Yeah, N, P, and K. So and this took K. And it's going to take time for the nutrients within this soil to build back up. So the next crop you plant in your field should not be the same one that you just harvested. It should be a different one. Now, you might get away with throwing another set of flax down on your Terra Preta and harvest that by the end of the year, because this turns into just below medium start fertility. So you can probably get another. Well, actually, Terra Preta, you could probably do flax, 2 whole flax rounds back to back, and it'd only take the what, 36 days for that it should take. Because you start at over 100 growth speed, you end your first round in 15 days, and then 15 days, this is almost done over here. So yeah. Well, it might take a little more. You might end up taking 40 days to grow it. But what you can do is use fertilizer. So we'll just break the crops out of here. Alright. Now, as you see, it lists growth speed for each type of nutrient. Now that there's nothing planted in the soil. So, this has separate growth speeds for each nutrient. And if the nutrients are all the same, then it'll be, it'll just have one growth speed. But let's see. We're low on K, so what has K? See, I do the potash, put that there, but potash has a secondary use that is really useful. You can use potash to upgrade your soils. So using potash on Terra Preta is not as useful as using it on something else. If you use potash on this, it'll upgrade it to have the max fertility of Terra Preta, and it'll turn it into Terra Preta. But you just right click your fertilizer down, and now it says slow release fertilizer will add 13N and 44K. Now you can plant a crop on top of this that is K, and it should be alright. It should grow faster than not using any fertilizer on medium fertility. So, and if I remember right, fertilizer releases faster than plants can eat it. So, if you fertilize it and then plant on it, your plants will not eat all of the nutrients out of your soil before the fertilizer can put it back in. But yeah, that's that. Now, this will be done in like a day or two max. So this is like 16 to 17 days instead of 18. But like I was saying, you can use your saltpeter and put it back and make it regain nutrients. Or I'm pretty sure you can just put that on there, wait a little bit, yeah, and then it turns into Terra Preta. And then all the nutrients won't straight jump to what it could be, but now all the max nutrients, you can fertilize it up to the max of this soil. So I can turn it all into that. Put this away. And let's see which one's the best all-around fertilizer. All around, I'd say compost is best. So we'll just put compost. But we can put compost on top of that. So now this should end up with a really good fertilizer rating. And then if you don't have Terra Preta, or you can't make it, you can boost your high fertility into Terra Preta, which you'll have to add all the fertilizers to make it hold that much nutrients, or leave your field fallow for long enough that it just recharges the nutrients naturally. But then you can turn yourself into having this. And if you have fertilizer, maybe not enough to make, because you need every type of fertilizer to make this terra preta. But terra preta, okay, you can add fertilizer on top of this, and it will actually make it grow faster. So, say you have compost, but you only can find barren or low fertility soil, you can use your fertilizer on this to help it maintain its speed through its entire growth cycle. Now, it does have a max. You can't put more nutrients into this than it can hold. You can just hold a lot more with this. So, putting fertilizer on lower fertility soils is not as good as using fertilizer on these, because the fertilizer, you can plant things back to back and then throw a whole bunch of fertilizer on it, and like it'll be good to go. And with fertilizer, you can double stack it to get extra nutrients, and you can even add more, and it will visibly add more on top of the soil, but it also increases the amount of nutrients that are going into your soil over time. So that now has 3 different types of fertilizer on it. Well, 2 of them are regular fertilizer or compost, and one's saltpeter, I think. Yeah. But I can mix. I can add. Let's put some bone meal on top of that. You can mix them all. Now, I said it would be kind of a waste to use potash on your terra preta already, but if you don't have anything else, it is a good supplier of the K nutrient. So, but yeah, I've stacked every type of fertilizer I can on top of this. Sorry about that. My son, it is 2:30 in the morning, and my son is not out of sleep. He woke up and he wants to play. And he heard me out here and swung his door open and ran out here. I don't know if you heard that, but I'll hear if you can hear it on editing for sure. But yeah, we're fertilizer, stacking all the fertilizer that we can on top of soil. This will increase the soil and soil's fertility levels by a lot. Now, I'm pretty sure it goes over what it started as. Yeah. Not so much with anything else, but I think this can go all the way, terra preta can go all the way to 100% fertile. Where these are capped at what they started at. So, wait, what? No, they're not capped at what they started at. It's actually, yeah. This will actually increase speeds for barren and low fertility soils by a lot. I wonder what their max is. I'll do some playing around to find out what their max is. I'll either drop a whole video about it, or I'll just mention it in a comment and pin it. But I didn't know it goes above what you started with. That's cool. But this should have gone up if it was going to. Yeah, it has. Okay. So yeah, I don't know what the caps are, but I do know they have caps. They won't go above a certain percent fertile. Otherwise, potash wouldn't work the way it does. That's fun. But with a mix of fertilizers and the right type of soil, you can grow as many crops as you want all year round. Well, except for in the winter. In the winter, you can't grow much of anything. Unless you turn on the ability to farm underground farming when you start your world. Then you can set a farm underground without it having to be in a greenhouse. And it'll grow crops. But I do know, like, 5 blocks underground regularly, or if there's no light getting to your crop, then your crops will just not grow. But yeah, the medium fertility soil is not bad to start with. And here, let me craft up some Terra Preta. Let me grab a whole stack of this. Now, I have to switch game modes. And you can see I got tired of waiting for that time lapse, so I sped up the daytime by a lot for a while. Let's see. So I can craft, we have to put it in survival. Oh, game mode is one word, my bad. Yeah, game mode is one word. Just for anyone that didn't know. But we need bone meal. Actually, we need one more type of fertilizer. Let me go grab it. I didn't realize I didn't have any. Alright. Let's see. And if you don't know how to make something, just open the handbook and click on it. And it's not technically a type of fertilizer, but you do need it to make this. And would work as a fertilizer in real life, I guess. But you add that. Half and half. And then I need more of this. I forgot. Or I didn't realize I only grabbed one. So let's open that back up. I have the worst memory, so put that there. That there. Okay, you don't need potash for this. Which, yeah, alright. And that makes 2 per craft, where on this you need, it only makes 1 and you need the same amount of fertilizer for it anyway, so making 2 is just better. The fertility on this, it is worth just making the 2. However, you cannot dig up any high fertility soil that you've already hoed. If it's tilled into farmland already, do not break it and try and pick it up. It'll disappear. You can only use high fertility soil that you've already found and you haven't used yet. But usually once you're at the point of having this, you know, you're at a point of you can craft a little bit of terra preta. But I will say it is pretty difficult to find high fertility soil if you don't know what to look for. Or even if you do know what to look for, it's probably a little harder than most things to find. Put some of that on there. Did I? Yes, I overextended it. Little adds there. Now all of the fertility should be close to, well, there's a few on this that weren't the same. But yeah. Maybe by the end of this video we'll see what this turns into. But yeah. We're gonna go with, no, we're not gonna play anything else. That's good. That was a good demonstration. So we don't need to demonstrate anymore. Now, most people will tell you that you can't grow anything on this. The crop will grow. It will just take forever. Some crops might not even grow before winter ends. Actually, most crops. Yeah. Not some crops. Most crops. You might only be able to grow like turnips on this. Something that only takes like a few days. And yeah, but essentially you can turn barren soil into the quality of low fertility with fertilizer. Or I'm pretty sure I can just put potash on it and it'll up its strength to low fertility soil anyway. Yeah. And it goes one by one. So this went from barren to low, and if I do it again, I think it'll go from low to medium? Or do I have to start with medium? Oh no. Okay. So you have to start with, it only upgrades once from the soil you started with. So if you start with barren, it can only be upgraded to low. And if you start with low, it can be upgraded to medium, but no higher. If you start with medium, it can be upgraded to high. Now, you cannot upgrade a soil and then turn it into terra preta. That's not how it works. I wish you could, but you cannot. Because in order to upgrade it, you'd have to till it to be able to fertilize it with potash. But when it's tilled, you can't dig it back up. Which, it's probably that reason and still that reason because they haven't found a way around if somebody, upgrades it and digs it up yet. You can probably upgrade it if they turn it off to where it doesn't disappear after you till it. That you could probably upgrade it, pick it up, put it down, and upgrade it again, which would make sense for how games usually work. And that'd be a bit broken and against what they're trying to do. They want to make this as close to how you would do things in real life as possible. It's not technically going to teach you how to do it per se, but they want the mechanic to feel like how it would be done in real life. Like my first time playing this, once I figured out how to initiate the processes of some things, um, I I found most of the things on here to be super intuitive. Once I knew how to get them started, some things are not super intuitive, but some things are. I'm just putting fertilizer on this. I know I'm creative and I can just give myself all these crops, so there's no reason for me to run around putting fertilizer down, but it's fun. Anyway, that's how to farm. Oh, one more thing before I sign off. There are different types of water in the game. You can have fresh water and salt water. You cannot use salt water to grow crops. If you put your crops down next to salt water, they will die. So make sure you've got fresh water. And to tell you have fresh versus salt water, let's see here. Oh, I'm not in creative anymore, so I can't grab it. But usually putting it in a container will tell you if it's water, which is fresh water, or it'll specifically say salt water. And salt water, I'm pretty sure you can't use for anything other than like quenching your tools after smelting. But yes, this has been a farming guide. I have been the Nighttime Gamer, and I will catch you guys next time in the next episode of Vintage Story.